I think we're off. Just to check some details and stuff, and we should be right on the schedule. 5 or 10 minutes, so late, but never mind. So, the stream seems to be running, and let me just check stats. And says it's live. Can you hear me well? And how about now? Is it better or the same? Just tell me, please. Just adjust the sound and we are off. Just tell me, please. Just adjust the sound and we are off. Okay, nice. Sorry about the noise and everything. Well, first off, let me thank you for coming to all of you. And without further ado, let's get to the business. So, here you can see my shelf. It's full of miscellaneous things, stuff, bits and bobs, and one of the things that I would love to put on is a display board. Display board for some Imperial Guardsmen, like this little dude right here. I have a full squadron of Cadians, and this is supposed to be enough for them. So, I went on and painted all of these boys, and now it's time to paint their very own display board. So, let me just make this like so, invert the camera, and you can see everything is prepared. So, we have a display board right here. It is on top of a, well, it's mixture of extruded polystyrene and styrofoam, and it's the only thing I had left around, and I thought, why shouldn't I make something out of it? Better than to throw it out. And just to move this, so first up, it's all painted black, like it should. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is start applying a lighter color. I'm actually going to make something about this, but I'm not gonna use the stock burnt sienna. I'm actually gonna mix my own shade, and to do that I'm actually going to use this color for concrete. This is gray, and it is awesome for this diorama since it's a ravaged terrain, battlefield slash, I don't know, stuff. So we have a bunker, we have a pipe sticking out of a trench that has been made by a, I don't know, a bombshell, something like that. I don't know. So everything needs to go and become cohesive. So to start, I'm going to mix this gray color right here. I'm gonna put it on my plastic tray, and a couple of scoops. So this is acrylic based color, and I got a kilo of it for, to translate it to dollars per se, it's about $3. So a kilo of paint, acrylic based paint, for $3 is a bargain. Would you concur? So I got my gray. Now I'm actually going to not use color, but color pigment. And these pigments are actually for polydispersion colors for the interior. That's for like painting your house, rooms, something like that. I'm going to use black and brown for the starters. So I'm not going to use whites. I'm going to avoid using white color on this diorama because I want to keep that grim darkness of the future. So shake, shake, shake. Just, yeah. And just a small droplet of this pigment, come on, you can do it, boy, is enough to stain the whole pile of acrylic based color. And do the same, but a bit more for the brown. So yes, no, this is not a precise science. This is just something you do on a whim. So this is something between brown and gray, sort of a cement block color. And because I don't actually want it to be so light, I'm gonna add a bit more of the black. So there you go in, little buddy. Yes, yes. And more of the brown. I like it on the brown side. Just like that. Mix it all up. Yes. And with this, so the brush is full, but sincerely I do not care. I am going to start to paint or stipple brush all of the ground. So don't go everywhere. I want to keep the lowest parts of the diorama black to give it the nice depth. So I'm basically doing a heavy dry brush, so to say. Just to go in so you can see. So not everything is covered. With this paint. Just like so, and do the same for the ground inside of the crater. And just like that, make it pop up. So you can get a more defined clearage between the ground and the concrete. So I imagine that this was a part of some kind of a building, a slab that was keeping this pipe to be intact. and that pipe was targeted by some offensive military that was trying to invade the poor bunker and the bastards inside. And it got hit. And now it is broken, and I'm actually going to make something come out of it, like some green ooze or stuff, or I don't know. You can actually add suggestions to what should come out of the pipe. Like, I don't know, what color should it be? What should it actually represent? So, what actually was on Cadia when it got struck? And the best thing about this is actually that it dries quite fast. So I'm gonna take a scoop of everything, not too much, and add a bit more brown. That should make it a bit lighter and a bit closer to the brown shade. Just like that. And I actually think I'm going to add some of that gray paint to make it even more lighter. Two scoops should be enough. No, I'm not taking care like, oh, you're using too much paint, you're gonna waste it. Like, come on, seriously. Like, this paint cost me $3 a year ago. I haven't used a half of it. Okay, I have used a half of it, but come on, like, seriously. I've made like countless scenery boards, display pieces, small scale, big scale dioramas. I mean, I have a video like on YouTube, the showcase of an X-Men diorama for 7.5 inches tall figures. Like, I made everything out of like extruded polystyrene, or some may call it styrofoam. I call it styrodur because that's how it's called here. And now I'm going to dry brush this. So start from the most dried part. Yes. And the reason being I'm not touching these concrete parts and this bunker is because I want to paint it like some kind of a stonish color without the browns. So just the shades of gray. But not 50, like 3 or 4 should be quite enough. So basically I'm doing the same thing I did with the previous color. Just a heavy dry brush over the surface. Just like so. And yeah, I like to keep everything cheap. So basically when I thought of doing this terrain is because I saw all the stuff that I was supposed to throw away because they are basically garbage. So this is a garbage terrain. But one man's garbage is another man's treasure. But that didn't stop my girlfriend from yelling at me when I wanted to like head dive into a container full of pink foam. Yay. So I might like catch up to these parts right here, but it doesn't actually quite matter. I can actually paint them with this darker gray, but do not such a heavy dry brush. Just a light pass so it could get some depth and color. And this small part right here. So now you can basically see from all of the black that was before, now you can see the details. Like here's the circumference of the how do you say it, trench, and or the blast site. You can see the pipe and the bunker. The bunker will be the last thing to paint because it's, in my mind, supposed to be some kind of a metallic bunker. Because I didn't use pink foam or anything like that, I used 2mm thick cardstock to make it. And now that this is done, I'm actually going to add more of the brown. And now I'm gonna start adding some white color in it, just to see the definition of the shade. Yes, you got a little bit darker, but I'm gonna stop using this gray paint for it, just for now. And I want to experiment and add a bit of white instead of the gray, just to emphasize the browniness. Yes, the browniness inside. Mix it all up, stir it clockwise, counterclockwise. You're not making a potion, Harry. You're mixing paint. Then you should know that. You should know that if you paid attention in the class. Like, if you come and think about it, like, Harry Potter, a student in a school of magic, doesn't pay attention to the class. I mean, I would literally, like, I suppose all of you constantly be listening to lectures. Like, come on, really, like, it's magic. But in 40k universe, I would probably be accused of heresy and be burnt down to please the Emperor's will and keep him going on for another 10,000 years or so. But who knows, who knows. Harry Potter universe needs Warhammer 40k. Now I would pay to see that. I would actually pay to see that. Or another Harry Potter movie. Like, I know they've, like, on IMPERIAL, whatever you call that internet site, the filming of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is supposed to end at 2020. So that I've read the book. I mean, I read the scenario for the play Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and it was okay. Wasn't the best work, but it was okay. I liked it. I read it like in one afternoon. I'm gonna lie. And yeah, I would actually go to see that. I'm not so excited for the Fantastic Beasts 2 that just came out, to be frank. But Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, yes. Yes, that would be quite interesting. So, for these, get back on the topic, like for these three. So, these tiles, so to say, I'm gonna add white in this mixture. Make it a little bit, you know, a little bit lighter. Yes, Harry, I like it to be lighter. So mix it up, Now clean off the brush, rinse it, snag it on that piece of tissue paper. Yes, you like it, so you like it. Yes, naughty piece of tissue paper. Take out the excess and start dry brushing. So I'm lightly going over the edges of this concrete parts, just to make them stand out for the dirt, or how to say, the ground. Now, when I made this diorama, I didn't actually think of flocking it, because what could survive? Like, everything should be like dead and like stippled on, like really like smashed into each other like a big blob or something. But then again, like, is this like the first battle? Is it after some time? Is it the ending battle? Like, I didn't really give a huge thought about it, and I don't know, I might on the end add some flocking and stuff like that, so and so. So while I wait for the dirt to dry, I'm actually going to start painting this bunker. And to do that, I need another vessel, so to say, so I can mix in the color of the bunker. And for that, I have another Charton touchy pigment. So it's basically, it says Charton liquid pigment, which is green, which is nice. And I'm gonna use this brown and this gray, and I'm gonna add a bit of the green. Shake your colors well. Now this is a bit more liquidy, so I need to pay close attention to it. And start mixing it. Oh, that's a nice swamp green. Nice swamp green. This is everything I really wanted. This is actually something that I wanted. And I'm gonna wash off the brush. Come on. Don't you just love that sound? It's like a fish swimming in the pond. Like, you don't see it, but you know it is there. Just waiting for you to grab it. Take it. And I need a new tissue. So I'm not using toilet paper because I'm keeping this PJ13. And start coloring the bunker. And yes, I'm like putting the color all over this black because I'm going to be washing it later on. Painting it green, green like the orc. Orc is my master. Daka daka eh. Daka daka eh. It's time for daka daka. So keep it like Cadian green, a bit of an olive, so to say, color. And how I made this bunker is basically use cardstock, cut out the shape of it, and with a bit of diluted white glue or PVA glue, or which is actually wood glue, applied some sand. I'm gonna paint this green as well. So here will be the green. Like, I'm not being so like precise about it. This is just a messy paint job, which is I'm going for. And I was actually thinking of not painting this part right here, but for the sake of the viewers, I'm actually going to paint, because this is going to sit like on the back, like the end of the shelf is right here and you won't be able to see anything. I was considering making it like just stay black and have 1 or 2 minis like sticking out, but nah. Like, I'm just gonna dry brush it with this green. And I'm actually going to leave it like that. I'm not gonna do any extra painting. I'm not being lazy, just there's no need. Like, really, there is no need. I mean, you will be able to see like the green inside if you really look at it, but there's basically no need for that. I'm just gonna dry brush it, use all of the green that I have left here. A messy paint job, but that is the point. So this is where we are at right now. Dry it out, just rinse it and then dry it out. So the dirt and the concrete should actually be semi-dry, like in some, okay, this is actually dry, so everything is basically dry now, and I'm gonna start dry brushing it even more. And now I'm going to go over to the brown color, and I'm gonna mix it in. I need another tray. Oh god. this is what happens when you do not invest in miscellaneous stuff. Squirt that all over. And now it is time to pick up some water, smear it on the brush, and start stippling it. I want to keep this not everywhere, but in the crevasses. This is the usable soil, the good soil that came out of this crater. And I want to keep the majority of the brown inside of it. So, do it like so. Make some random ponds of dirt, so to say. And now you're starting to develop a contrast between the types of soil found on this land of Cadia. Like that. Okay. So now starting to develop a picture, this was a small little town who had no worries inside of the Space Marine universe, and there was once a small bunker that was unused ever. People were living happily ever after, and then one day, but all hell broke loose until the planet was broken eventually. So this is a lonely bunker sitting somewhere in the middle of nowhere, minding its own business, and then it got destroyed. And the Imperial Guardsmen were like, "Renew!" And the Chaos God were, "I'm gonna destroy you." And the Tyrannists came, and the Orcs came, and everybody came, and I'm saying it came a lot. Am I? Oh, can I actually see? Wait. The comments. So chat box is right here. Okay, everything is cushy. Oh, hello, Crafty. Welcome to my stream. Please be enjoying like I am. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. Like lovers do. Talk to me like crafters do. No, I did not get a better internet connection. I'm actually using my father's phone, which is Samsung. No, it is Huawei Honor something. But it's awesome, and I'm in a week or so I'm gonna get myself a new phone, which is a class above this one, so my streams will get quite well. So go back to the painting process of everything. So the brown is here, the green is here, and so are the grays. Well, Mr. Gray, what shall we do next? I don't know. Hans, bring the torch. But no, Mr. Bring the torch. And the torch came in a form of a white color, which I said I wouldn't use this video, but I lied. I lied so much. I lied. And I'm using the white color. So I'm gonna mix this white color into the gray that I already made. and gonna dry brush everything. Yes. I mean, I'm not gonna dry brush everything, just these spots that do not have browns. That have brown color will actually, well, I don't know. I'll pass that bridge when I get to it. So the white, into it goes. Yes, smear it all off. Wraps it into the tray. So we are getting back to the neutral gray that we started with. Yay! Now, once you go black, you never go back. But I did. Indeed, I did. So, start. Oh, this is too much. With the gray, start dry brushing. Okay, on the finger you go. Start dry brushing everything, to get to the point of no return. Everything. I am singing to the world. I am singing on the chandelier. Oh boy, I'm making a mess of myself, and I just took a shower. I actually took a shower for you guys, so you can't feel me stinky up the place, you know? So, dry brushing the concrete parts, like